booze. Pecs are popping, cutting loose. Dancing is what Terry knows. He got soul from his head to his toes. Spinning around and he's so smooth. Look at his style and look at his moves. Every day he's bringing us smiles. Dancing for 1,000 miles. Will he dance? Will he dance? Will he dance? Will he dance down through the door? Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I want to take you everywhere.
This is Howie Mandel, and I'm on the set of my other podcast that I usually do and will always do with the lovely Harlan Williams. It's called When a Stranger Calls, and we'll put it up on the screen right here. Put it up on the screen. I want people to subscribe. I want you to comment. And every week, every Thursday, there's a new episode, and you could also be on the show. You look at my socials and Harlan's socials, and we tell you when to call. People, you call in and check your spam, because sometimes when we get back to you, it's in spam. And then you come on Zoom and we talk to people. We don't know where you are, who you are, what you want to talk about, and it's fun times. It's called When a Stranger Calls. Just click here to get more information. And now, back to this podcast.
I'm surprised that took you longer to
That
start
took you
dancing.
longer. We all said he will dance. We always open it up and we guess whether the guest will dance. There's been a few that won't. There was no question you will. I said you didn't go crazy, but at AGT, as soon as there's any music, and there's always great music like in between the acts or whatever, and if he's on stage, especially the opening when he gets introduced, I mean, you are... you're a dancer.
Listen, man, I was a dancer first.
What are you talking
about? In my life, man, I was breakdancing. You know, I'm a child of the 80s, so let me tell
Really? You did that you did the, not on the street. You did it on the street?
No, well, I did it in high school. You know what I mean? With my friends. That was our big thing. In fact, you know, I grew up, like I said, I think I said you before. How you doing?
Hi.
Jackie, my daughter, you know.
Hey, it's good to see you. I grew up very religious, but I would sneak off with my best friend, and we would dance all day in the basement. People, and my mother would be like, "What were you doing all day in that basement?" And I was like, "We were breaking on our heads." She'd be like, "No." She never believed us. She thought we had girls and all. But we was just on a cardboard spinning on our heads.
Yeah, everybody would break the box.
Real life Footloose.
Right.
Real
well,
life
we
Footloose.
went off the movies,
Yeah.
Beach Street, Breaking, Footloose. That was the era.
No, but Footloose was the story. It was a town where you weren't allowed to dance. That was the cruise house.
Yeah.
You weren't allowed to dance, and then
And they would
Footloose.
sneak off and dance.
That's it. I was Kevin Bacon and Eggs.
Yeah.
That was me. So,
Kevin Bacon and Eggs.
all the extras. You know what I mean?
Well, you have made an incredible. We're having a great time. We're in the midst of season 20 on AGT. It's our anniversary season, and I think it's. I know that's going to come off like promo, but I really think that it's better than it has ever been.
Well, I mean, first of all, what I love, it's like it's almost a sport now. You know what I mean? When it reaches that like pinnacle where you got NFL, MLB, AGT. You know, it's kind of like it is a competition, but at the same time, it's Americana. You know what I mean? It's just like baseball, apple pie. You know, it's that kind of thing.
But it kind of is also in the way, like I'm an NFL fan. And in the NFL, like if you look, when I was young and I watched the NFL, like even the size of a lineman and the speed of people doesn't compare to what it is today. Right. Like the people are bigger and hit harder, and it's crazier than the game that I came to, that I watched and that you even played. I bet you there's a big difference today from when you played.
Yes.
You know?
Huge. I mean, you got guys way bigger than me, running faster than me than I did at my time. You know what I mean? Running 340s, and they're like 300 pounds. It's
how
crazy.
fast were you?
I was a 4.5 guy. I was good. That's how I got in the NFL. You know what I mean? But it's so great that you would bring that up, because one thing, I was on Everybody Hates Chris on the Paramount lot playing Chris Rock's dad, and AGT shot next to us. They were pulling folding chairs and folding tables, and it was just 3 little makeshift X's, and they paid studio audience to sit there like, what is this? We don't know what's going on. And I remember just looking
Regis was the host.
Oh, wait, yes. And wait, I turned around and I looked and I was like, that poor little show is never make it.
And here we are,
And here
20
you
years
are.
later.
I
But
was coming out of my trailer like, oh, look at this, the folding chairs, it's so cute.
it was. They would sit there, and everybody in the audience, I think, had costumes at the beginning. You know, it was kind of a little rinky-dink, shitty little show.
It was like a side. It was almost like like a carnival show.
Yeah, like public access. But the thing about it is, we see like a high wire act, or we see, dancers doing things. And then now in season 20, and I say this all the time when we're doing press, it seems like the previous season inspires the next season. So somebody says, well, I could dance like that, but I could set myself on fire. We are seeing like crazy amalgamations of like 2 and 3 different skill sets all put into one.
Yep.
Like my golden buzzer this year is like crazy.
Hot.
It's crazy.
Hot. They were hot.
But the thing is, we were allowed like 2 golden buzzers, and then I got to tell you, and I'm always sure that I hit the golden buzzer. This year, I hit a golden buzzer, and then I saw something after my golden buzzer, and I go, I have no more golden buzzers left, and I was a little bit disappointed.
I know. But at first everyone was concerned that there would be too many golden buzzers. That was the big thing. But no, everybody loves it. Everybody wants it. And everybody deserves it. You always find yourself wanting to give somebody else another one, and we had that happen. Everybody had used all theirs, and we were like, "Oh no,
that was the one I felt bad."
Yeah, I know. You went right to the producers. I saw you walking over there like,
right
"Hey!" I was
and they were yelling. That the lawyer got up. I wanted to press a golden buzzer like after I didn't have more, and at the side, the lawyer got up and was admonishing me from a distance.
You're always getting in trouble.
Well, people don't know how serious that stuff is, though. Like the lawyers and stuff. When I was hosting Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, dude, they were not playing. Because, there's been these scandals on game shows and stuff.
I do know from Deal or No Deal, they were serious. Like,
serious?
It was crazy. Yeah, if someone dropped one of the cases or something like that, it would
like
be
a signal.
over.
Like, what they didn't think, are you in on it? You in?
Yeah.
I mean, they treated me like I had a whole scam going. I'm like, hey, man.
Wait, they thought you cheated?
No. But they would look at me like, don't you, what are you doing? Because if I asked a question and cleared my throat or I had to be like super still, and because they didn't want anybody signaling. That was one of the big scandals that they had, where somebody was out in the audience and they would cough twice to signal which. It was
I didn't
a big
know that.
scandal, like in the UK.
On Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
It was like a UK version that had a scandal, and they were on me. And so I had to read through all the questions and all. And it was
look
the
up
daytime
UK
version.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire scandal.
Look it up. And I don't know if it might be another show, but just please look it up because it was bad. And it was really like they had the quiz show with the movie that came out.
It's based on the was a $100,000 question or $64,000 question. That's what they cheated. And now you have to have like a third party having nothing to do with the production company overseeing. It's crazy. And that's like what she was talking about when I did Deal or No Deal. Like the people always thought, it's in the case, or they know where the $1 million is, that we never could.
Right.
And they would be randomly loaded off stage by a third party. And what she's saying is if one of the case girls like slipped and it unlocked, like even if you didn't see anything, it would shut down the show for another hour. They would go to another building and re-randomize all the cases to make sure that everything was on the up and up.
Oh, my goodness.
What is your regiment, Terry? I am so fascinated by this guy, and I got to tell you something. It is nobody I know. Do we have anything on that scandal? You could tell me. I'm going to say, there is something right there. What does it say? The truth behind
the cheater.
Oh, let's hear this.
Wow.
Let's hear the truth behind
drama.
Yeah. So
now, obviously, with so much money at stake, it was inevitable that sooner or later somebody would try to beat the system, give themselves a little advantage.
Yeah, we get it.
All right, cheat.
We get it.
Getting away with cheating us out of £1 million was going to need a mastermind with
£1 million
and a genius accomplice. But luckily for us, it was Major Charles Ingram who had neither of those things.
Major Charles, it was
on
an army.
On the 9th of September 2001, an unassuming major took his place in the hot seat.
Yeah.
And what was about to unfold, nobody could have predicted.
Right, this is Charles Ingram. He's a major. Up there in the audience, his wife, Diana.
On his first night
Is
on
it
the
the
show,
wife?
the major's display of general knowledge was surprisingly poor.
He was stupid.
I haven't got the Scoobies. I wasn't there, so.
Oh, the question is...
Never heard of it.
he didn't know anything.
It's the right answer. You got 4,000
But a
pounds.
British-
Is this
Somehow
part
he
of the
managed to
game?
get
But the
4,000
British accent
pounds.
makes you
But
think
you
you
used
know
2
everything.
lifelines to get there.
God, no.
Oh, God,
So he's not doing well if you're just listening.
He went away and returned the following night with a new game plan involving his wife Diana and fellow fastest finger first contestant Tequin Whittock. who we met
Wait,
in a
hold it
previous
for a
episode.
second. Tequin Whittock is the fast finger fella?
And by the way, they're playing for $1.3 million US.
See,
Quid. Is that what quid are?
Quid? Is
Yeah.
that what
Quid?
that is? Wow.
A million quid is 1.3 million. Okay, let's see what
It's like, it's
Tequin
worth it.
Whittock from Cardiff. He's Crazy Fingers Tequin. He was always known by all
Don't they
the...
look as sinister as... they look so sinister.
That guy looks sinister to you? Put up his picture again.
No.
That looks sinister to you?
That's the guy that will get you. That's
Yeah.
the guy. He's like, hi, I'm going to rob you.
All the
of
girls-
He looks like
everything."
Jared from Subway.
You see what I,
I
mean?
wouldn't trust it. No.
No,
Who's also like
exactly.
Who's also known in England as Crazy Fingers Tequin. Okay.
That was
All right.
Jared.
That was Jared from Subway. So let's see what he did.
Previous episode.
So here's the question.
The plan was that Whittock would signal correct answers with a cough.
Oh wow.
I think I'm going to go for Holbein. I think if I had to guess and I can, I
See,
think
there
I'd
it is.
take cricket. Oh, it's a hat.
See that?
No
Am I
way.
sure?
Dang!
2
Oh.
Yeah,
cops.
hat.
2 cops.
Evil.
The only
Evil.
hiccup came on the £32,000 question when both the Major and Whittock couldn't answer a question on pop music. Even after a 50-50, the Major is going to go for a wrong answer.
I think it's A1. I've just never heard of David, so I'll go for A1.
All right, we get it.
You
Dude,
see
turn
what I
it
mean?
up.
There it is.
That is crazy.
Isn't
didn't
that
know
crazy? Isn't that great?
Howie Mandel here. Ever feel like your brain's a runaway train? Thoughts bouncing around like those rubber balls in a lottery machine? Yep, me too. Thankfully, Flovita is here to save the day. They formulated a unique nootropic to help you find your focus, ditch the stress, and unlock your inner creative genius. The best part? No stimulants, no caffeine, no weird side effects that make you grow a third ear. Use code Howie10 at Flovita.com and you'll get 10% off your 60-day starter kit, risk-free, plus free shipping.
What
They caught
happened? What happened to the?
I don't
does
know
he go
what
to
happened.
jail for that?
How do
He
you
go to
even
jail?
prove that, though? How do you prove that? How do you prove
Because
that?
the cough was always on the right answer. They
Right.
go back. You know, I play casinos a lot as a stand-up, and they have taken me up to the roof where they have cameras.
Ooh.
You know that the whole casino is
And these- yes, all-
and they've showed me how they catch and how they see that people cheated.
Wow.
The most fun one that I watched was roulette. How to cheat in roulette.
Wow.
Do you know that?
No, I don't know.
So, have you ever played roulette?
I have.
Isn't
okay.
it just red and black?
What?
Isn't
Yeah,
it red
and then it goes into the little,
Yeah,
the
how
little
do you
ball goes into
cheat?
the...
One
On
to
a
30.
hamster wheel.
1 to 35. I'll tell you how.
Okay.
I'll tell you how. If you get it right on the number, you know that's 35 to 1, right? But you could cover a bunch of numbers, right? You could, you know, you can cover all the numbers are on the table. Here's the thing: if you come to play roulette, and you want to play, say you want to play for like $100, they give you your chips. Your chips are colored. You know, every player has a different colored chip. You know
Right.
that. You'll play with yellow chips. I play with blue chips. You play with green chips.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay, so you come to the table, Terry, and you're playing with green chips. You give them $100. You get $100 of green chips. Okay, nobody sees me with you. I'm your partner. I come to the table about 5 or 10 minutes later, and I want $50 worth of chips, and I'm gonna be blue. Oh, before I go to the table, I walk behind you. And you palm me 2 or 3 green chips.
Yep.
Okay? Then I cash in and they give me like 10 blue chips. I take the green chip and put it on the bottom of my stack. I'm on another side of the table. They roll the roulette wheel. It starts going. As soon as it lands, say it lands in 17, I wipe my hand past the 17, drop the bottom chip, the green, on 17, and throw all the blue chips and say, put these on 5.
Wow.
And the guy goes, no, it's too late. We already stopped. You already stopped. And he gives me back all the blue chips. Now, when
Sleight
they
of hand.
check, there's a green on 17, your green on the other side of the table. Nobody
Yeah.
knows I saw you,
Yeah.
and you get paid off 35-1.
Yep.
This podcast is great. We're teaching cheating.
We're actually teaching how they catch you.
How they catch you. And then they see things all the time and they watch for signals if people are getting signals from across the it's so fascinating. And then they have cheaters that they hire to tell you, they teach them how to cheat and they look for those. And
Snitches.
Wasn't Ben Affleck barred from casinos because he's a card counter?
Oh.
I think that's true. Does anybody know if
I didn't know that.
am I spreading?
Keep spreading it.
One thing, this is what I always tell my kids, and it makes me sound like, a very dark dude, but I'm like, someone's out to get you. And I have to warn them, because...
Always?
It's just, they're like, everybody's nice, everybody's good.
Dad, I'm going to Miriam's birthday party. Somebody's out to get you.
Somebody's out to get you. The thing is that it's true. Like every fourth email is a scam.
It's true.
It's just every time you turn around, and I'm going to be real, man, look at social media algorithms. They're designed for you to not put them down. They're not going to let you have your life back. It's like they're telling you it's all wonderful. They're telling you it's great for you, but it's designed for you to never stop going. Even if your mental health is deteriorating, you're still flipping from one to the next, and they don't care. And I'm like,
they don't care about you, but don't you think you can also be the glass is half full? An algorithm has figured that they're feeding you the stuff that you enjoy, the stuff that teaches you, the stuff that entertains you. So isn't that a positive?
Well, it could be, but why am I getting people I don't follow on my gram? You know what I mean? Why? It's almost these things where you see, there's techniques. Listen, man. You go to a marketing meeting and whatever, and they know how you think psychologically is where your eyes are going to move, and then they tell you it's not intended that way. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's you, and they'll make you think you made those choices. It's a little bit like a great magician. You know what I mean? A great magician makes you think that you made that choice, even though it was all planned.
I'm going to be honest. Let's be clear. So you sound like you're disparaging to the technology in that. Where were you 10 minutes ago? Where were you 10 minutes ago?
I love tech. But
you just created an AI of yourself.
I did
on Proto.
But it's AI, and you enjoy it. And I love technology, man. I'm all in if I know what I'm getting. But don't fool me. Don't try to make it like it's real.
But isn't it our responsibility to be a little bit aware?
Yes.
But I do want to be fed. I don't want to be fed things that I'm not interested in. I want to be fed the things. Look what I just got fed.
So knowing,
is that an award?
I think I just got an award.
You got an award.
100 subscribers.
Oh man, this is
100,000.
great. Congratulations, man.
100,000.
Oh, 100,000.
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
That's huge.
Thank you. It's because of people like you.
So knowing all that about algorithms and the way you feel about it, did you put restrictions on your kids when it came to?
They're
old.
grown.
No, I know, but did you? How old are they?
Well, listen, I didn't know about the algorithm stuff until later. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I'm thinking I'm innocently doing my thing, and then, by 2020, all my kids were out, and the world was going mad online, and they were going, well, why am I so angry? I don't understand it. And I realized, oh my God, you're being fed things that make you mad, and if you make people mad, it's like running into a flock of birds. You can get them to go into the freeway, and it's like you can do it. If you get a bunch of people mad, they can be manipulated any way you want.
Or scared.
I can tell you why my dad doesn't have a problem with the algorithm and being fed shit. You have to see his algorithm. You have to see his For You page. It's just a whole bunch of the weirdest fucking bullshit you've ever seen in your life. This is why he doesn't think it's a problem.
It's me. It's my brain.
Here, take out your phone right now. Let's see the first thing that comes up.
I want to see it.
Let's see the first thing that comes up on your phone.
Listen,
I don't bring my phone when I have a friend here.
Your For You page tells you everything you want.
It's nothing political, nothing like controversial. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Well, and people send me things all the time too. Like just people think that but a lot of what I do is inspirational stuff. so that could live.
Okay.
Inspirational quotes. I love inspirational quotes.
That's great.
I've been hanging on to this one woman who follows me, who gives us. I show this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what's her name? Nancy Forthworth. What's her name? That's her. Nancy. Is it Nancy?
Nancy.
Yeah, Nancy. Do you listen to Nancy?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm a big Mel Robbins fan too. I like Mel Robbins. She's a really good positive kind of.
You talk positive, Nancy. Mel's okay.
Nancy, Nancy is super. Give me
Let's see
all the
Nancy.
positivity, man.
Okay, give him all the positivity.
I love.
She's
that.
right there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta wake up and drink some coffee. Eat a donut. Make yourself feel better. Don't worry about the things that goes on around you. Just have you a good day, and God bless you.
Oh, why does it feel like she's laying on me?
So you tell me.
You know what I mean? I feel like, okay, you can roll off now. The perspective is like,
You don't like the way she's framing it? Just listen to the words, man.
I need a better background because it just looks like
just
hell.
listen. No, you're not listening
I'm
to the words.
claustrophobic.
You don't play it again.
I'm like, oh man.
You know, can I tell you? Can I be critical for a second? Can I be? You're looking at it the wrong way.
Okay.
Just here's what I want you to do: close your eyes and listen to the words, and tell me you don't feel better. Play it again.
Okay.
Play it again and close your eyes and respond. Go ahead.
Sometimes you gotta wake up and drink some coffee.
Caffeine's good. Yeah.
Eat a donut.
Yeah, cheat day.
Make yourself feel better.
Oh, that's good.
Don't worry about the things that goes on around you.
Yeah.
Just have you a good day,
Meditation.
and God bless you.
Yeah, see that?
Oh, that is so
See
cute.
that?
Now it's cute.
See, it works. People
and
don't
nice,
know.
But
And feel free to record that off of this episode and play it for yourself when you're feeling the stress of life.
I will.
I mean, she really does. Nancy knows what she's doing.
And so now you know why he doesn't see a problem with the algorithm.
Why?
When that's your algorithm.
My algorithm is not just
thing
that.
does around you.
Yeah.
I love that.
But do people send you things because you're on a talent show? Do you find that people send you?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I get all the like, this is my son, this is my daughter, this is my thing, this is my cousin, he's amazing. And
you got to be nice. And I go, I can't really do anything, but I can't tell you how many times I'm at a like in a mall and they have like a 7-year-old little girl tap dancing for me, and I go, that's really good and that's adorable. You know what? Make a tape. Go to agtauditions.com, and even on this show, people are sending in talent tapes.
Yeah. I've had people come up literally like and bring their kid up and make them sing while I'm standing there.
I know we've had and
like,
a long song. It's never a short song.
No, it's really, really long.
And it's in your face.
And and I got my car keys and I'm like right there, and it's like, oh,
hallelujah. Is this a talent? This guy sent this in because he knew that we had 2 AGT. This guy, watch what he can do.
Ooh.
Hey guys, it's Maynard time.
Oh,
watch.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
I would press the brown buzzer for him.
Oh man, this is.
If you're just listening, he makes his own candies out of his butt and then eats them. What?
I think I got it. I think
you know
you
what's
can
weird?
even hear it and think. I think we got it.
I think we got
it. The hearing.
But here's the thing about that. So we have people like that on the show. Maybe not that exact thing.
Yeah.
And we will say, what the hell are you doing? He'll get 4 buzzers, and then they got to go back and talk to you, and you're always positive.
Well, let me tell you, man. I am. I have to be, because there were a couple times where I thought the guy was in on the joke or girl, and they weren't. They were really brokenhearted for real, and I was going, whoa, because I'm like playing it like, oh, wasn't that fun? And like, no, Dad, I didn't. What? And you're like, you really.
So the guy comes backstage and says, I just I pulled 4 candies out of my ass and I ate them and nobody liked me, Mr. Cruz.
And he said, but they told me to do it. Like, and then put the producers out there. I would have had Skittles instead of those gummies. And the producers told me the gummies would work, and I need to go back. I need to try it again. And you're like, oh, you want to talk about?
And then they go, "Can I give you a hug?"
No.
And there's a lot of people you hug that I wouldn't. I don't want to even be in the same room as.
Listen, that's my thing, man. But you know, I know why my purpose. I know my purpose on this show. You know, I'm the counselor.
You're the cheerleader. You're the
guy.
counselor. You're the therapist.
I'm there.
You're the bus driver. You move
I'm
this
the
thing.
bodyguard. And the best thing to say is a guardian. Because you know what? And I'm gonna say this too. I am a natural guardian. Like I kind of did a little like deep dive into my personality and what suits me best. Like I protect my friends. Like I don't let people say any shit about you, Howie. You know what I mean? If I hear it, it's like, hey man, hey.
There's nobody ever does. There's no negative. When it comes to me,
I would never tell you.
I'm
what
sunshine. Nobody says that. What do they say?
Tell us what they say.
I don't know because I tell them, I tell them, shut up, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you go through the comments on this episode for me?
I'm a big guardian of this. But that's my thing, man. And I realized once I found out that was my purpose, like to really protect my friends and my family and my people, the people I love, the people I care about. Like, you know, I'm the guard, man. I'm that dude. And there are times where, you know, people are, even with the acts that come up and the whole thing, and they come back there, and I'm guarding their dreams. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, man, it's okay. And also, I like the quirky stuff, though. I like the weird.
Has there been any backstage drama in as far as something physical?
Well, can I tell you? Oh my God, I'm not gonna mention any names, but what was wild to me, there were some kids that got 4 yeses and were pissed as hell they didn't get a golden buzzer. Came back angry, and I was like, wow, you guys got 4 yeses. You guys are coming back. We coming back? I went, yeah, you get to come back. And they were like, but what does that mean? It ain't the live show. I said, no, but you get to do it again. I said, but you guys got 4. And I couldn't convince them. They were in tears.
No.
In tears. Howie, I was so shocked. And this is the thing, man, I would never say the idea came from these kids. It had to come from somebody who told them, y'all need to get that golden buzzer. You get the golden buzzer. So they had pumped these kids up so that anything less than a golden buzzer was disaster. I was shocked, man. They wowed the audience. Everybody loved it. And I was like, oh, and it hurt my heart because these kids had totally were ungrateful for everything.
So they had parents that were, I don't like that. That's really
that's the thing about Hollywood that is always weird. That you got to watch that the parents. I had a neighbor when I was a kid, and this is I was doing security at the time, and this kid was on a big show on NBC, and they lived down the street, and this parent was spending all the money. He redid the house and the whole thing, and then the show got canceled, and they blamed this girl. And she was totally like, but, and they acted like it was her fault, you know. And I watched it because she was friends with my daughter, and they would always talk, and I would hear them talking. And I was like, this is wrong, man. These parents, if you don't get it in perspective, it's just, it's going to take years to overcome.
Howie Mandel here. Have you ever caught yourself doing something without even realizing it? Maybe you're biting your nails, picking at your skin, or pulling out your hair while watching TV, or you're just lost in thought. You're not alone, and Habit Aware is here to help. Habit Aware's Keen 2 smart bracelet has sensors that can detect your specific movements. It also comes with an app to track your progress and a video course to support you along the way. Get 15% off with code Howie15 at habitaware.com/Howie.
Your kid, your son's in show business and loves it and was thrilled to be there and part of it. I had a story once with him. Put up Howie and daughter McDonald's commercial. And we'll play the video. I got a McDonald's commercial years and years ago when Jackie was, I don't know how old you were. How old do you think you were?
5?
Maybe.
Do you remember it?
Yes. And this is,
I remember every
hell.
second of that day. Every second
That's it.
of that day.
I saw it there. Is that it?
That's not it.
No, that's a.
Do you have to go to therapy for it?
Let it go through. Listen, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Watch this commercial. I want to tell you.
Okay.
So this is the commercial. Can we play a commercial?
Dad, I really don't feel like Hey, guys, let's go to McDonald's.
Tell me what. Okay, so anyway, it was a McDonald's, and that was her.
More.
There's more here.
Oh.
I'm happy. Tell me what you need is yours. 2 more minutes. Anyway, that was a commercial with Jackie.
Back in the good old days when they had ball pits at McDonald's.
I remember that.
That makes good old pits. That good old
Good old days. Good old days with ball pits.
I couldn't stand that we stick at a Chuck E. Cheese and then want to hose you off afterwards.
Oh.
No. So anyway, the point was that I got called and they said, "Do you want to do a commercial?" And we're doing a commercial where it's, you could do it. I know you have a 5-year-old daughter, so you can do it with your daughter. And I said, "Jackie, you want to be in a commercial with me?" And she said, "Yeah." And we went there that day, and this is McDonald's. McDonald's is a big-ass company.
Huge.
And the production was big-ass, so they had trucks. It was like a movie set.
Listen, you were dancing around because I knew the check was big.
Yeah. So they were paying a lot of money. But the point was that we got there, and there was like, production trucks for a mile and everything. And I come in with her, and it's me and her, and she starts to cry. And she goes, "Daddy, I don't want to do this."
Oh, no.
And I'm already there, and I already took the job. I'm telling you, there's probably 100 people on the set working, and I didn't know how to cope with this, and I didn't want to go, "You gotta do it." And I go, "Honey, as luck would have it, there was a teacher on
on set,
and the teacher knew how to make you comfortable, but you weren't comfortable the whole day. Every time it broke down, because they'd go cut, and all these people would come in, and she hadn't been on that was a big set and a big thing, and she was crying all the time, and I said, I will never again, even if I say to you as a 5-year-old, "Do you want to be on TV or do you want to?" I will never put you in an uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
And then I put her on this podcast. No.
And I really want to leave.
She wants to get out of here.
Stay.
And with my big bare chest right behind her.
Yes.
I'm scary. It's like, get me out of here. I can totally understand.
Yeah, but
did you agree beforehand? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, you're 5.
Oh,
but
no.
You're like, yeah.
She
I would love
agreed. I
to.
had her sign a paper. But she agreed, and I didn't know how to get out of it. But I
actually do remember being very excited leading up to it and wanting to do it, and him asking multiple times. And then it wasn't until we were pulling up and I saw it and I freaked out.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
If you've ever, you have, but I'm talking to the listeners and viewers. If you've ever been on a movie set, it's big.
It's intimidating.
It's really intimidating. There's like hundreds of people and walkie-talkies and headsets and crane cameras on cranes.
It was bigger
trucks.
then. Like
yes.
now, cameras are smaller, but back then, that was like, here comes the crane.
It was big, and just a lot of people. And, taking a little kid to just meet a stranger is one thing, but bring them into where they're the center and they can't hide behind your leg and they got to say something at a certain time was just... And to that point is the reason I brought it up is you're saying like we're always cognizant, and I think a lot of us judges ask the question. Mel asks us a lot. Mel B is on this season. She'll go, "Do you want to do this? Did your parents make you do this?" And kids are honest.
Yeah.
And when they say, "Yeah, well, my parents wanted me to be here," we probably wouldn't put them through.
The wives are honest too.
Rebecca's there.
I had a reality show.
Okay.
And this was on BET. This was years ago. And BET came to us because they were literally picketing Deborah Lee. She was the president of BET at the time because they had a lot of just really bad content that just didn't show black people in a good light. And people started to picket. They were like, "Hey man, BET, you got to do better. Like, it can't all be crime. It can't all be true crime. It can't all be rap. It can't can we see something else?" And so we were supposed to be the answer to that. We had a show called Family Cruise, and it was when my son was very, very little at the time. And what was wild is that my wife had never been on TV. So it was crazy because I had already done a bunch of stuff, and I was like, "Yeah, hey babe, let's do this." And she's like, "Okay." And then it hit her, and all of a sudden they came in and they came in the house and they started putting up cameras and putting up lights, and then they left. Like when we were supposed to shoot the next day, she's like, "I can't do this. I can't do this."
Well, same thing.
Right? It was, she's like, "I can't do it. I can't do it." I said, "Okay." Mind you, we cashed the check already. Like the check had come in. This is the thing. BET had a reputation of not paying people, so I made them give me half the season up front. I said, if you got to give me all the money, half the season up front, and then we'll pay us as we go. And so I got the money, and I'm going, babe, you don't want to do it. Like, really? And she's like, I can't. I won't do it. And I said, I'll call him tomorrow, and we will take it. And lying. I was lying, because I said, there's some way I'm going to make you do this. If I have to knock her out and just stand behind her.
Weekend at Bernie's.
It's like I was gonna drug my wife and just have her doing this. Like, nah, he got me.
He didn't drug his wife. He did not drug his wife. That's Cosby.
That was my mindset. Was like, in my head, I'm like, you are gonna do this. You're gonna, right? So, but I said, babe, okay, I'll call her tomorrow. I'll tell him to check all the cameras out. And I was lying, because I was like.
So what happened?
So finally, I go to bed, and I said, I laid down, I said, now, we're gonna not do this. We're not gonna do this. But I think you will be making the biggest mistake of your life, because I think everyone needs to see what a great mom you are. And I shifted. You know how you gotta shift.
Not that she's not a great mom. You're a great salesperson.
Hey, wait, man, it was the best selling I ever did. I was sitting there like looking at her eyes, and, I was hoping the sweat beads. I was like, you're the best mom ever. And I just like, is this shit working? I don't know.
It did.
And she went, okay. And I didn't, the best thing is to shut up. Like, good salesmen know, just be quiet. Yeah. Let her sit with it. Because if I would have pushed one more, she'd be like, oh, hell no. And I sat there quietly, and I turned over like I didn't sleep a wink. The people came in, and they started filming, and she started talking, and I was like, oh God, she's doing it. And dude, she loved it. After a while, she's like, where's my crew? Where's my people? She's like, my coffee should have been here. I was like, oh damn, what did I create?
The best mom in the world.
But it's so funny because it's the same.
Same story.
Because it was the intimidation. She saw cameras and she went, oh, wait, this is real. This is happening.
But as much as you wanted to do a series, and as much as I wanted to be on a national McDonald's commercial, you feel bad when, and it's also hard for us to even relate to somebody that doesn't want to be the center of attention.
Because this is all I want.
That's my fuel. And you're going, I don't want that? What are you thinking? You don't want that. You don't want the cameras aimed at you?
Yeah, I know. You like pick up the little one like, well, you don't want this? And they're like, no.
But we see
you
it.
You still do that to me.
I do?
You still do that to me.
I do?
Yeah. I don't listen anymore, though, but you still do that to me.
What do I do?
Well, how about all the times I had to interview on AGT on the red carpet?
She was a red carpet.
I know.
Wait. I made you do that?
Well, you said you should really. No, I got the opportunity, and you talked me into it. You should really do it. You should really do it.
And you feel pressure.
And I feel pressure, and you're like, and I'm always like, you're right. I should do it. No one gets these opportunities. This is amazing. But I have the worst social anxiety. So every single time on the red carpet, I would vomit before going on the red carpet.
Yeah, that's why my daughter's breath is the way it is.
That's why it was horrible.
When she said, Terry, how did you like the show?
How?
It was not. It was never. But see, listen, that's why I had to be so careful. Because my kids, like, I'm Mr. Big and all this. And they're like, oh, we don't want this. And I never understood it. I was like, what in the world is wrong with you? And in my head, this is the thing too, and I had to revamp my life because I was also, at a time in my marriage, it was my way or the highway. Like, hey, y'all, listen, I'm paying the bills around here, so y'all better, and they're like, nah, and everybody's crying, but it's actually better put a smile on. It's like, and my wife would always come back to me like, that was wrong. You can't do that to these kids. And I'm like, pfft. You know what? Look at the life compared to how I came up. They got everything, And it took a while, like through therapy and understanding, like, oh man, I can't. That's still not right, you know. But in my head, and because my mother did it to me, my parents did it to me. It was like, boy, you better, you know what, you eating right now, you know, and so I better straighten up my face. Or what you ain't got nothing to cry for. You know, I would get that. And it kind of carried over. I didn't learn another way until later. You know what I'm saying?
But you learned that way is wrong. I believe that life is a path of education, you know, and you have to adopt and adapt. And the bigger problem in our life is that, you know, we are products of whatever our environment is, and I believe that everybody does try their best. Some people's best is shit, but they are a victim of wherever they came from and how they were raised. Yeah. But if we are able to not be the same person now that we were a while back, that's exactly what this is for. Yep. That's exactly everything that happens to us in life is a lesson. Like, I feel bad about that issue about pushing her, you know, to do that. And I had a 5-year-old who was not in a comfortable position because of a decision that I made all day. But I don't make those decisions anymore.
Right.
But she says I do. I think I don't. I try not to.
But, you know, this is a great topic, because there's a thing, revisionist history is a real thing, where everyone goes back and goes, oh, look at these, that was terrible, that was terrible. But the thing is, and I said this on Bill Maher, is that everything at its time was as good as it could get. I mean, you were as good as you could be at the time you were in, because that's the knowledge you had.
Right.
It's kind of like lamenting over LPs when now we got all this, we can just go on Spotify. But at the time, that's all you knew.
Well,
you know,
I believe,
but
I believe the world, our culture, behavior, everything changes. It's never, you know, I always talk about, for me, my fuel is curiosity. Yeah. And most of us come up in life incredibly curious as young people. You know, that's why you wanted to know, even if you were in this home that was a church-going, very straight-laced conservative house, you would find a way to figure out, oh, this is the music that's happening. Yeah. This is the breakdancing. Even if I had to sneak away and do it, this is the latest and greatest. These are the kicks that people are wearing. This is how people are even if my mom doesn't want me dressing, you kind of knew that. Yeah. And you had that music. And then what happens is, as we get older, it becomes tiresome, you know, to look at everything. Like, what are people listening to now? And then we get comfortable in how we look, how we dress, and what was. And then you kind of school younger people. You go, you think that was good music? Listen to this. But really, this doesn't, whatever we were listening, doesn't speak to somebody of today. You know, just like the big band sound of the 1920s is not going to be a hit today. But it was great. And it was great in the 20s. And what people are doing today is great. We make a choice as we get older to kind of slow down and percolate in our old ways. And
they know not to market to you anymore.
Yes.
They know you're a waste of time.
You don't want to be marketed.
Yeah, it's like, I have my thing. I know what I want. I know what I like. But the kids are still forming. And they know that's the market that can change and whatever.
But I choose to still be on social media. Yeah. And I choose to. Yeah. So I'm being marketed to all the time. I feel like I have control in.
But you're different, Howie. You're different, man.
I am.
You are really forward thinking. You're like, now. You really, you're just into the future. You know. Right. You know who else was like that? Is
Einstein. I'm just coming up with another Jew.
No. Quincy Jones.
He was great. Isn't that amazing?
Always about what's happening now.
Fascinated by him.
Because you could go, if you read his book.
No, but I'm aware of his music from Sinatra to Michael Jackson.
Ray Charles was his best friend. Yeah. Growing up in Seattle and all that. It's crazy, man. But the man ate rats as a kid. His grandmother would fix him rats. That's all they had.
Wait, on purpose?
Yes. It was like, because he was in the slums. And to come up and to be doing what he's done and to go all over the world and be disrespected. Like, if he was in America and went in the pool by mistake, they would drain the pool. But then go over to Europe and be treated like the elegant superstar that he was, you know? And I'm like, you know, this is a man who's seen it all.
I want to read his book.
You gotta read this book, then to go from that to to Michael Jackson to just all the stuff that he's done, but he never lost and never disrespected now. You know what I mean? He was always about, but what's really coming.
I think Clive Davis is like that too, but he doesn't have the talent. He has the ear.
Yeah, that's good.
You know,
and I want to be like that. I don't want to be a guy that's always like, but back in my day, I always want to be, but I always want to warn my kids about the obstacles. I mean, it's one of the things. Look, that's another thing too. When Quincy's day, a lot of those cats were on heroin, and jazz and the whole thing. So I'm sure if he knew, he could tell them, hey, maybe you don't want to do that. That before your act or before you get on stage. But he's seen a lot of people. Bootsy Collins is a good friend, and he did back in the day. He was doing Everybody Hates Chris, and he was like Parliament Funkadelic and James Brown, and he was like, but Terry, a lot of them guys never made it. I was like, what are you talking about? Dude, the drugs took them out. They just because they couldn't operate without
comedy
it.
Too, a lot of comedy, and you know that from Saturday Night Live, John Belushi, and all these other people. But I believe that life throws a lot of hurdles at you, and regardless of being in music or show business or wherever you are, everybody's got a hurdle, and whether it's a hurdle that you choose, whether it's a hurdle that happens to you because of a health issue, because of an environment, because of a family you're born into, because of natural disaster, we all have it. And I said to you the other day, and you said you wanted to use this, and I heard somebody else say it, and it's okay. I think that life is like a song that we don't choose, and each of us has that song, and then we choose how we're going to dance to it.
That's right.
So that's what it is.
That's good.
Yeah.
Howie's wise, man.
Yeah.
Howie's a wise man.
But
you got a wise papa.
He is.
No, that's for real.
And I'm very, and it's amazing that I'm that wise yet still gorgeous.
Howie Mandel here. Between my kids and my grandkids and my own Butterfingers, I feel like I'm constantly wiping handprints or water spots off all my glassware. I discovered Clear 360. Clear 360 Pro uses super soft, absorbent microfiber brushes to gently caress your glasses, removing every speck of dust, every pesky water spot, and even that stubborn lipstick stain from your Aunt Mildred. Head over to theclear360.com and use code Howie for a special discount.
Do you exercise? I have, it's called the AMP, right?
AMP machine, yes.
I have an AMP machine, which Terry was nice enough to put into my office here, but to try to stay in shape, and you're a great spokesperson for it. We'll put a link in here for it, but working out, you work out, you're up at, what time were you up today?
I was up at 4 o'clock, 4 a.m.
Why?
Just because
Really?
With
a wine.
That sounds horrible.
There's a beautiful moment at 4 a.m. It's like, there's you walk. I walk to the gym and there's little squirrels moving through the little trees in the dark, and it's like darkness, and the world is quiet, and it's mine. Like, it's just mine.
I get it. I was up also at 4 this morning.
See?
Why?
Yeah.
I had to pee. I was also up at, 4:30. I peed again. And I was up
it's
at 5.
It's a different kind of squirrel. A different kind of squirrel at 4 a.m. at Howie's house.
Yeah.
But Rich is holding that up.
I know. You wear boxers or briefs or boxer briefs?
Yeah. I'm a big boxer brief guy. Ooh, man-made.
Yeah, that's a Canadian company. These guys put together. What are you?
They're
Would you
really
be XL?
soft.
I'm XL. Thank you.
Feel those.
Thank you.
Feel those. Feel them. Take them out. They're like
feel the man-made. You feel the man-made.
No. They're really good. These are. You'll never wear anything else.
Beautiful.
Isn't that?
Is that
What's
like
the
What?
Pima cotton? What is? Oh, that's slickery.
Modo.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you touch these underwear?
That's nice, man.
That's the first thing that comes to mind. Don't read my script.
Okay.
I have a script. Isn't that good? And look at the pocket in front where you have easy access.
Yeah.
Here, take two.
Oh, thank you.
It's Modell. It's a fabric that is moisture wicking. It doesn't creep up. They're a sponsor of ours, and I want to share the genital comfort with all our guests.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making me and my little partner happy.
You think of your private area as a partner. Yeah. I love that.
It's
People
my homie.
We got to work together.
It's my homie.
It's your homie. Wherever you are, it is.
Take care of your homie.
Do you do, aside from going to a gym and working out, do you do, like, external things? Like, do you get massages?
I don't. I should more, but, after a pornography addiction, it's like, don't touch me.
But you don't have to do, like, the body massage. There's a head massage. Show them the head massage.
My makeup artist does a head massage. She
Look
does
at this
that.
one. This is a native. The native. Have you seen this?
No.
Watch this. Watch. Wait, doesn't stop there. Wait. Boop.
I don't know why I don't like it.
Why don't you like it?
I don't like it. It kind of grosses me out.
What do you mean it grosses you out?
I don't know. I don't like it.
Really?
I love
Do you want me to stop it?
No, it's okay. I'm just not going to watch.
But see, doesn't that look good? And it's really catching on.
Oh, and in the ears.
In the ears, in the eyes. He just sticks his thumbs in your eyes and pulls your eyeballs
I don't know if you saw, he put his thumbs in his armpits in the middle of it. Yes, he did. He went, and then it goes back to your head.
I didn't see it. But anyway, this has been catching on. It has been. Celebrities are doing it now. Ed Sheeran just had it done yesterday.
I don't know. I don't have, it'll just be sounding like smacks.
Well, better. It would probably bother her more. Show the Ed Sheeran one.
Oh.
Let's go. Watch.
Ow, ow.
That one's really hard.
Does that still bother you, Jackie? Isn't that great? That's Ed Sheeran.
No, because that's a stiffer hand.
That guy doesn't like Ed.
This is abuse.
That one doesn't bother me because it's a stiffer hand.
Why?
No, that guy he's trying to, he doesn't like him. That's all that is.
I think he likes him. I think that thing's catching on. What about stretching?
Yeah, I'm getting more into that.
Do you go to like an external person to stretch you? You can do it yourself?
No, I do. I just.
You want to be pushed, though. I feel like if I'm doing stretching, I want somebody on the outside to stretch me because I will go till it hurts. But don't you want somebody to push you a little bit further?
No. I first of all, I don't like trainers and people. It's like that's my me time. So it's really. I've had some bad trainers. This is where it gets.
Really?
Yeah, because. There are guys that want to work me out so hard because they don't want to prove that they damaged Terry Crews. And then they walk around and brag that he couldn't walk. I got Terry Crews. And
I'm just talking about stretching.
Yeah, well, even that is like, you're not. I had a guy come, and then he was like, LeBron pays $1 million a year for this. I'm going, yeah, okay, you can go. It's kind of like, I'm not going to give you $1 million.
I think it's LeBron's guy. Is this LeBron's guy, the guy that stretches the legs? Yeah. This is LeBron.
See, yeah, well, he was trying to be like, I'm this for you, and I'm going, well, no, man.
Look at this.
You're not going to get $1 million.
I don't think that's not LeBron, but look at this.
Whoa,
that's a lady.
Okay.
Watch.
What are we watching?
Just like this, you're doing great. How does this feel right here? Great, perfect. 2, great. We like to hear that. Just like that, you're doing a great job. Grab onto these ankles right here. You're gonna pull down in 3, 2, 1, straight down to the floor right there. 2. Little bit of rocking 1, little bit of rocking 0.
There we go. So that's stretching. You got to get that squeezing.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like to work out in public places. What's
nice
wrong with you?
Limber.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong?
Private
Again,
gyms
this
are
is
good.
his
That's why the amp works.
For You page.
That's why
this is his For You page.
Privacy.
Yeah, privacy. But amps I use for weight training and resistance training.
Yes.
But the squeeze person I use for just stretching.
Yeah.
And it helps.
Yeah. I am really big on, a lot of people, they're on the GLP-1 drugs and different things, and they're losing weight, but if they don't add
like the Ozempic stuff?
Yeah, Ozempic, Mounjaro, all that. And again, I'm not against that, but if you don't add weights into it, oh my God, like you're setting yourself up for
atrophy.
It's bad.
That's why they get the Ozempic face.
Yeah.
It's because the muscles in your face relax.
You gotta have some resistance, man.
We had Sharon Osbourne on here the other day. She had a bad reaction to the Ozempic.
Ooh.
Did you know that it couldn't stop? Remember, she was telling us that.
Yeah, that she couldn't stop losing weight.
It couldn't stop losing
Even
weight.
when she stopped the drug, she couldn't stop losing weight.
She started to look a little bit skeletal.
It's not good. I mean, you gotta, everything in its purpose, and thank God, because there's some people saving their lives with this stuff. But I also I'm really a big advocate for just weights and some sort of resistance, because the big thing you got to do when you get older is learn how to go upstairs. You got to learn how to walk a little. You got to learn how to lift the box, and
Are you in pain after you work out though? Like on a chest day, will you feel it? After?
I don't feel. I walk around. I'm sore all the time. So I have a different gauge where I'm always like lifting a lot of weight. So unless I hurt myself, I don't feel it. But I know I'm sore. But to me, it feels like I did my chest today, so it's good. You know, to me, it's a good feeling. Like there's a really close relationship between pain and pleasure. Really. Very, very
Told you.
Like when I get a good workout and I'm sore, it's a good sore. Like I go, oh, that's good. I got
really?
that.
The pecs.
I got
the pecs.
That. Yeah, I got my pecs. I got them.
What's that guy Sydney do with the pecs? This is Sydney when you work out your pecs.
Is he gonna smack them? Oh.
Watch what he does.
These are so fucking gross.
Yeah, his eyes are rolling up in his head.
Which one?
The
receiver.
The receiver.
That's because
something's happening.
Hey, if you're just listening to this, it's not what you think. If you're just listening, it's not what you think.
No, we got to give him some man-made. When this is over.
Okay, we're almost at the halfway point.
Oh no! Okay.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off. Off.
That's enough.
That's enough of that. That's too much.
How long is this podcast? How long? It's got to go on a long time.
Okay, I just
want to make sure I'm not taking up too much time.
No, you're not. You are a joy. We could close with a. First of all, watch AGT season 20.
Yes.
Check out the AMP.
Yeah. Ampfit.com.
Ampfit.com for one of the best home gyms you could ever have. That takes up absolutely. It actually looks good. Takes up no space.
And it's really safe.
And also the thing, and it's really safe.
Yeah.
And also go to terrycrews.com. Your art, your furniture. There's so many things. He designs furniture, and he's a great artist. And
thank you, Howie.
No, thank you.
You also play the flute.
You brought the flute.
I did. Well,
will you sit
Rich
with?
told me to do that. Because, he said, bring the flute.
You want to play with Sonny and the Black Pack?
I'm terrible. I brought it. I haven't been. They're good,
but they'll make you sound good. Do you have a song that you like?
I don't know. I
Can you jam?
It so long. I'll try.
What are you saying?
I don't mind.
You made something specific?
Yeah, he should be able to jam with this. It's like we format it just for him. Should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so then let me hear you. Because we haven't had a flautist in the band yet. So this is Sonny and the Black Pack playing with the flute styling. What?
That's what I thought I was going to play in the band.
Yeah, you ended up with a baritone.
A baritone horn.
Yeah, because you didn't know.
Okay, he's going to play from there. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
No. Okay, cool. All right.
It's been a while.
Yeah, well, we're moving on to the next... Here we go. So how are you going to do it? Will you?
Is he staying there then, or you want to come out here? It's better if you can come out here. But
I'll come out.
Okay,
I'll come out.
Come out there. We're going to do this,
and
we're going to. It is better. And then you know what? To our viewers, subscribe and listen to my other podcast, When a Stranger Calls. But at the same time, what I would like you to do is comment on this playing. Like I judge people, judge us, judge this song. And we should say that you haven't practiced. You don't know what they're going to play.
Don't know.
He doesn't know, so this is just off the cuff. This is amazing. Also, Retro Kid is now selling Bobby stuff. We'll put that in. I'll just keep promoting things.
Okay.
Do you have anything to promote?
Do I?
We have merch or
my Instagram.
Okay. Jackelyn Shultz at Jackelyn Shultz.
I hit 100,000.
Oh, you hit Here's a plaque.
Thank you.
Here's a plaque. You can use a YouTube puke plaque. Here we go. Now let's watch him play.
All right. Whoa. Let's go.
Sultry, silky notes. When Terry plays, away I float on a cloud of beautiful melodies. Whatever the ailments, Terry's got the remedy. Get your groove on right now. Watching Howie Mandel. Get your groove on right now. Watching Howie Mandel. Terry Crews is man of the hour. Sharon's journey to true power. Playing the flute and acting, painting, no matter what, he's always creating. NFL at Brooklyn Nine-Nine, building Legos, furniture design. So much fun on AGT, hanging with his friend Howie. Get your groove on right now. Watching Howie Mandel, yeah. Get your groove on right now. Watching Howie Mandel. Does stuff, does stuff, does stuff. Jackelyn Shultz.
Thank you. Dude, y'all need to be on Schoolhouse Rock.